Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again. And once again, it is time for State of the Collection. Or at least, for now, the Zelos State of Collection. This is going to be video number 1 of 4 videos for the Zelos State of the Collection. I got a few people last year who complained a bit about doing it in 3 videos. The videos were a bit long, so I decided to make it 4 videos. The first video in the series, as you saw from the title when you clicked on the video, is the ZX collection. Now, for those of you who don't know, the ZX was a lineup of both automatic and mecha-quartz chronographs that Zelos made a few years ago. And it is, without a doubt, my favorite lineup that Zelos has ever produced. And they have produced some beautiful watches, in my not-so-humble opinion. The Starfighter lineup, the Vitesse lineup are two of the newer collections. The Hammerheads, the Swordfish, the Sky Raiders. They're all great-looking watches. Even going back to the Gallant and the Helmsman and Helmsman 2 and the Hammerheads and so many different lines that Zelos has produced. But to me, this is the best of the best. And even though they're a few years old now, they are fantastic watches. Now, there were commercially available on the website 8 models, ZX1 through ZX8. ZX1 through ZX6 were available in either the mecha-quartz version or the more expensive automatic version. The mecha-quartz was a Seiko VK, I think it was a VK64, if my memory serves me correctly. The automatics were a Valjoux 7750. Nice watches. The ZX7 and 8 were automatics only. And then there are 3 other models that I have that were not commercially available, which I'll get to when I get to them. Now, starting up here, we're going to work across and then back down. Starting up here, we have the ZX1. Now, this one is an automatic in my collection. I only have 3 of the mecha-quartz. The others are all automatics. It is a black dial, titanium case, titanium bracelet with the old school Zelos ratcheting adjustable clasp, milled out. It's titanium bracelet, titanium case, pushers, and a signed crown. You have 3 subdials that are loomed. In this case, you have the constant second here. You have chronograph hours here, chronograph minutes, and of course a chronograph second hand. You have to give it a good push to get it going. And it's a flyback chronograph, as you can see. Exhibition case back on the automatics. As you can see, they are standard Valjoux 7750s with a custom rotor for the movement. So you have the black there. So the black dial titanium is your ZX1. ZX2 was actually one of the harder ones I looked for. Actually, I had to go all the way to the UK and I didn't physically go to the UK, but I found it in the UK and the owner was willing to part with it. Now this one has a solid case back, which identifies it as a mecha-quartz. I believe it says that somewhere on the back. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, the solid case backs get this wonderful artwork of the X-15 supersonic rocket plane, which was experimental back in the 50s and 60s, which inspired things like the jet nozzle-shaped crown and so on. Now, the mecha-quartzes have their constant second at the 6 o'clock instead of at the 9 o'clock, like the Valjoux 7750. And you can see it's a quartz because it's doing the tick, tick, tick. But the ZX2 is a blue dial, titanium case, titanium strap bracelet, and the standard ratcheting class. ZX3, which in this case is also a mecha-quartz, is the titanium case with the meteorite dial. Nice thing about meteorite dials is no two watches are exactly alike. So even though there were multiples of this watch made, this is unique in the fact that meteorite is never the same slice twice. Oh, also all crystals, front and back, were applicable, or just the front only, are sapphire. So ZX3 is the titanium case with the meteorite dial. They also did a couple of bronze watches. No, 3 bronze watches. The ZX4 is analogous to the ZX1 in that they have the black dial. Now, my ZX4 didn't come with the white subdials. It came with black subdials. And you can see this is a bronze case. I paired it with what came out later to be the bronze bracelet. These originally came on Horween leather straps, but I since picked up the bronze bracelet since it was a universal straight end fit, and you can see it fits very nicely. It is also running with the Valjoux 7750, and thanks to the salt air and humidity of the great state of Florida, this watch has patinaed in very nicely. That's a ZX4. Bronze case, black dial. Bronze case, blue dial is the ZX5. This one is also an automatic. Now, I paired this with this bronze colored Ishii mesh strap, which does not quite match the patina of the watch. And someday I may pick up another one of these Zelos bracelets and put it on here. But for now, I'm leaving this alone. Now, this watch originally was my father's. But long ago, before he passed away, he decided that he really wasn't a fan of chronographs, except for one exception, which I'll not mention. So he gave it to me. But the bronze blue dial is a ZX5. We'll skip this one for now. ZX6 is bronze case with the meteorite. And this one, you can see, is also the mecha-quartz. The third and final mecha-quartz in my collection of ZX. And it has the bronze bracelet that came out after, actually a year or so after the ZX came out. Beautiful watch there. Now we get into the harder to find ZXs. And believe me, I feel very, very fortunate and blessed to have found the next 3 watches. because they're not hard to find. They don't come up for sale very often, and they didn't have a lot of them made. You got the ZX7, which is a black dial with the titanium Damascus, or Damascus if you're a Zelosian like I am, a Damascus heat-treated case. Elshin heat treats these to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. He heat treats every one of them individually. And not a lot of the Damascus made. I think there were only 40. I don't know. Does it say so on the case? I can't see because my eyesight stinks. Ah, there it is. 40. Yep. So this is number 29 out of 40. And I have paired this one with a Collareb Italian leather strap. When I buy aftermarket leather straps, it's pretty much always from Collareb. Not a sponsored mention. I just like the Collarebs. They smell great when they come out of the package, and they feel really, really good, and they fit well, and they last a long time. ZX8, aka the Blackbird. Very, very unique in the fact that while it's a standard ZX with the Valjoux 7750, and I don't think there were a lot of these made either. Maybe it says that on, oh, there it is. It's number 35 out of 40. The ZX8, the dial, the metal of the dial is made from what are called turkey feathers. Those are the ends of the nozzles of jet engines that when the power is applied, they expand outward and contract. They're called turkey feathers. These watches dials were made from the metal of the turkey feathers of the SR-71 Blackbird. That's why this watch is called the Blackbird. This is not the first military-themed watch that Elshin has produced. There are many examples, and I have other examples in my collection that I'll make sure to point out. But this was a very special watch. He was able to get a hold of the metal from I don't know where, and I did. Nobody asks, and if they do ask, they don't get an answer. But those are the 8 watches that were available on the website. Now, the next 3 watches were not, well, in the case of this one, they weren't on the website, but they were technically commercially available. These 2 watches were not available at all. This one is the prototype, one of 2. My good friend Joshua from Horology Insanity, shout out to Joshua, he has the other one. Now, I came across this watch third hand, I think. It was either second hand or third hand. Occasionally, what Elshin does is he takes new old stock or watches that have come back from returns for repair and they're refurbished and then resold. He does clearance sales. The first clearance sale he ever did, he put both prototypes up for sale. Now, the problem was he put them up for sale at 1 p.m. in Singapore, which is 1 a.m. in the Eastern time zone of America, and I was asleep. So I missed. Well, the original purchaser of that watch, who I don't remember their name, eventually sold it to the guy I bought it from, and I'm not going to mention his name because I don't have permission to. He knew I wanted one of these watches, and when he got to the point where he was going to get rid of this watch, he contacted me and gave me a fair price, and I said, absolutely. And a few days later, it showed up. Titanium case, no bracelet, no strap, no nothing. I paired it with another Collareb. This came in blue because of the blue dial. Now, it is a undecorated Valjoux 7750. And you may notice, unique to this watch, it has a day and date complication. Notice all the other ZXs do not have a date or day complication. That's because it would clutter up the dial too much. They did make the two prototypes with a day-date complication, and Elshin made the executive decision that it made the dial too busy. So I got this one, and if Joshua ever decides to sell the other one, he knows who to call. Me, I hope. And very, very fortunate to have gotten a hold of this one. This one never leaves the collection. This one is a one of one. This one is a ZX. It has a Valjoux. No engraving on the back. Why? This was Elshin's personal watch. I bought it off of his wrist, basically. What made this watch so special is before all the other Spitfire versions that came out in the other lines that Elshin has produced since then, this was the first time he used metal from a World War II British Supermarine Spitfire fighter craft on a watch. That's why it has a little, quote-unquote damage here and there. This is a Spitfire dialed ZX. It is unique. It is one of one. No other ones exist. And Elshin was kind enough, after a bit of begging on my part, to sell me the watch. He refurbed it before he sold it to me, so it's in perfect working order. The one thing I like about this watch is that the subdials for the chronograph are ringed in red to match the red chronograph hand, and the subdial for the running seconds is ringed in gold to match the gold of the timing hands. So, but this only exists right here in my hands. Very proud of that. But the proudest one of all, the one that I wanted and chased for literally 2 years, is the very, very rare, only 5 made, ZX Skeleton. Now, again, a Valjoux 7750, fully decorated, skeletonized watch with a date complication here at the 3 o'clock, but otherwise the standard 3 subdials that the other ZX have. There were only 5 of these made. They were offered, quote-unquote, retail, but you had to know somebody, or you had to know what you were looking for to get this. I didn't get one initially. I did get one from the original buyer. Full kit. All the things that came with the watch were in the kit. I'm not mentioning their name because I don't have permission to do so. But when this watch came up for sale, he sold it to me at a very fair price. It was actually my friend John that put me onto the fact that the owner of this was looking to sell, but he hadn't made that known to really anybody yet. But somehow John knew, and he said, if you don't buy this watch from him, because I know you want one, if you don't buy it from him, I'm flying over to where you live and I'm going to beat you senseless. And because John is ex-military, I believed him. Beautiful watch. It is without a doubt my favorite ZX. And this watch is going nowhere. Beautiful, beautiful titanium watch. But that dial is spectacular. You can just look into it, see how the watch is working all the time. There's the escape wheel right there. There's that. That is the escape wheel, isn't it? Yep, it is. You can see when you push the chronograph, you can see it working. it's a flawless watch. It's keeping excellent time, by the way. So now all these watches here have videos, detailed videos, detailing, case size and measurements and wrist shots and all that. That's all on my channel. So if you want to learn more about this watch, the ZX7, you can just search for that video on my channel and pull it up. But this video obviously is just an overview and a state of the collection video. And that's it. That is my ZX collection. I think I'm probably the only person stupid enough or crazy enough to have bought one example of every one of them out there. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's what I've been told anyway. I'm very proud of what I've accomplished here, and I love these watches. Like I said, it's my favorite watch lineup from Zelos of all time. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, please, thumbs up for me. Click that thumbs up button. It only takes half a second, and it does help the channel. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. If you are going to try to troll me, or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, please watch as many videos as you like. Just remember to click that subscribe button before you leave. I'd love to grow this channel some more. So clicking the subscribe button really helps. If you have been a viewer of this channel in the past, you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. When you do that, don't forget to click the bell icon so that when I do uploads or I do live streams, you will be alerted. And as I always say in my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy. So please be careful when you're out and about. Be safe. Stay well. See you soon.